All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. This is Jennifer from Jen Spice. I'm here and I actually have an agenda today. Yesterday, we ended up getting cut short, so you didn't see half of the things I created. I just kept creating without you. So today I brought things I created so you can see what I'm going to do with them next. As I said at the beginning of yesterday, I was formulating for my assessment. I'm in my two-thirds of the way through my cosmetic formulating degree, and I am way up in the chemistry. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you what I made, and then we're going to do some new fun things. But before all of that, I want to remind all of my students who are coming from Morocco to get a few things and start packing, because it's almost time to go, baby. Now, the one thing that I really highly recommend is you get a good pair of glasses. When I was in Morocco, that first day in Casablanca, I nearly bought a pair of these. These are dollar store knockoffs, but I nearly bought the real ones, and they were like $600. I'm glad I didn't do that. Because these were just as fast as I. Perhaps not for all of you, but if you have yours, bring them. Another thing I would suggest you bring is a scarf. Now, these thin scarves are great because they allow you to keep cool. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but those of you from India recognize that Indian scarves are good. We're going to be doing some shopping in Morocco, buying some clothing, local clothing. We've been assured we can go to the souks and find some nice things that are within the dress code, which is Morocco, which is a very conservative Muslim country. Now, if you don't know anything about the Muslim faith, please at least get on Google and have a look so you don't make any major mistakes. But basically, our guide will not lead you astray. I promise you, Muhammad is amazing, and yeah, it's gonna be really really fun. Another thing I would suggest you get, and I picked this one up just because I'm weird and I love gadgets, is a fan. So this is like a personal fan that I can just charge up, and then when I'm getting really cool, really hot, I can cool off. Let's see. I'll also be that very first day, we're going to be formulating something to keep you cool and hydrated. I'm not going to give away the spoilers for that one because I'm really excited. I've been planning it forever. But it's a little portable device with a simple solution cosmetic that you can create to keep yourself cool during the whole trip. And it's portable, and it's just awesome. I've been testing it for over a year, so I know it works, and it's a lot of fun. I also got my nails done Morocco style. So we've got this beautiful Shifchuan blue. There, we can see them. I don't know if you're getting a good view of the nails. But I'm happy to be in nails again. I haven't been able to wear nails because I didn't get my fill in time and I hurt my nails. Probably a really bad idea. I'm still formulating with the ideas for the eyelash extensions, going with a lot of the hair extension basics because I don't want to be doing any DIY that's just going to make them last not as long, because we don't want to break those bonds with the glue. You want it to stay clean and be antibacterial. So I'm reading up and getting all the information I can, ordering a few products, finding out what works best. The one that looks the most promising is not a surfactant based cleanser, but a more nourishing, moisturizing cleanser. So that's what I'm going to start with. They say that it'll extend your lashes for 4 to 6 weeks, which, after 2, I was looking pretty sparse. So I'm hoping that by doing proper nail extension care, aftercare, that we can figure out a way to make them last. I've also invested in a new product from it's Making Cosmetics. It's a lash growth booster. So it's supposed to increase your volume and length within weeks. So we'll see if I formulate with that. If we see some natural lashes, I'm going to test that on the lower lashes because my upper lashes are just so intense with the extensions, and I don't have extensions on the bottom. It'd be nice not to have to actually use product on my eyes, because that's one of the most sensitive areas. I also do have, for those of you who like eye makeup tutorials, I also do have the forms for making eyeliners, cream eyeliners that you can roll up. I have the containers. I have the forms. I am working on the formulation, so the stick formulation, so that it's nourishing and good and glides cleanly and beautifully and leaves you with a beautiful product that leaves you beautiful. So let me just see if there's anybody on here. Nope, and that's okay. You can always ask questions later. I do have time at least once a week to go through my comments and answer any questions, be they chemistry related, cosmetic related. If I don't know the answer, I will look it up and give you the best answer that I have. All right. So today, let me show you what I did, which you missed out on because the live stream kicked off. So I was working on my assessment with creams, and these are creams that are old school. So there's no stabilizer, glycerin, or unless there's no gums or glycerin in them. So this is sample 3. So these have been left overnight, which is when you assess, right? You assess the next day. You never assess it on the day that you make it. We've got, actually I'm going to use disposable sticks. Going into my portable lab here. Got an extra one of those. Don't need that. So let's open this up and let you have a look here. Oop, oop. So this is sample 1. So when you're doing any kind of creating, make sure you invest in a good labeler. I've tried the stickers. They don't work that great. These are, they haven't rubbed with all of the stuff going on. They're even better than my fancy dancy. So this first one is Cetera 20. Ceteryl alcohol and Ceteryl 20 blend. That's the emulsifier. We just use caprolytic triglycerides and preservative and water. All right. So this is what the cream is like. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of that and do an assessment of it. I'm going to feel it. I'm just put a little there. And rub it in. So there's no excess rub-in time. There's no white. Feels nice. It's a little wet, so it doesn't have that, but it's very rich. It's a very, very nice little sample. I like it. So that's number 1. So what I need to do with these next is do a freeze-thaw test. So let me see how stable they are without the gums. How stable is it? So I've got this little guy here. We're going to mark it with a 1 and keep track of each of our, this is sample 1. Because I'm going to be doing 6 of these. So there's sample 1. And this is sterile, so I can put it in here. Suck up a bit. Because this is nicely preserved, I'm not going to waste an entire batch on my freeze thaw. I could. I'm not going to. I'm going to do some other stuff with it. And I will. I'm getting. I love my teeth. I'm going to do some other stuff with it and share those things with you. We're going to try some cold process, making it better. stuff. So there's my first sample. All right, next sample. Let's evaluate sample 2. Okay, I've got some actives there I'm going to be doing. So here's, nope, that's not it. Where's 2? 3, 2. Okay. Bring you down here again. Have a look. Now this is the same emulsifier, and I also added 1.5% stearic acid. And as you can see, it's a completely different texture. It's almost foamy and light and gel-like. It isn't as dense. It has a lighter feel to it as I stir it through. Very, very creamy, very, very white. All right. Sometimes with stearic acid, you'll see a pearlizing effect, but I don't see that. But it also is a lot different. So let's do a skin test. We're going to go a little further up. I'm going to go right here. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. I really like that. I think that's the one I like the best. I like that extra skin feel of the stearic acid. And I like the texture of the cream. So let's once again create a freeze thaw sample. And I'm going to write on it first. Hopefully it won't all, I'm just going to put a big old 2 right here. There's a 2. And hopefully I won't rub that off. It'll make it through all the freeze thaw checks. Just going to suck some of this baby up. I also did pH test these. So there we go. Hopefully that's not triggering anyone. There's sample 2. And I think we'll go ahead and do sample 3. It's right here. Sample 3. Notice I waited till they were cooled and then I covered. Sample 3. Grab another one of these. Actually, we'll just flip it and use the other side. Let's see. That's got a nice, it's very similar to the first sample. First blend. It's got about the same volume, and it's not as fluffy. I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be looking for, but I'll be putting these aside, taking pictures, and evaluating them further for my assessment. All right. Oh, I like this one. I've used this one before. This is Olivin 1000, I believe. Ceteryl olivate and sorbitan olivate. It's a blend. A bit of a shininess. Let's see, is there any shininess? There's no shininess. Oh, it's soft. This one's got a little bit of emollients. You can still feel. This one isn't quite finished drying. All right, so there's that. Let's do our third sample for the freeze thaw test. Now, the reason we do freeze thaw tests is because we're going to be in, our products can end up in varying temperature zones. And we don't want separation. We need to test for stability. A little more than 2 mils in there. Alrighty, so I'm going to put these in separate bags. It's got a 3 on it. No, of course, this must put a 3 on it. Put these in separate baggies, throw them in the freezer overnight, and then if I have time, I'll bring you back and show you day one. We have to do this for 4 days. I have a lot to share with you, and if my setup and my time allows, I'd love to share it with you. So if you want to join me, I'll give a quick recap each time. You can pick up this experiment at any point. All right, so those were some different emulsifiers. So we had one with cetyl alcohol and cetera 20, which is a blend you can get readily. One where we added that emulsifier to an additional 1.5 steric. And then, of course, the number one natural blend that's being used a lot at places like Formula Botanica, Olive 1000. We use that in the last one. We'll see how they each they're on their own. Now I had to take those aside because what I want to do next, actually, I want to share something with you before we go to the last thing that we're going to do. I'm not going to be on here as long as I was yesterday. What are we at? We're at 16 minutes. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit. And let's pop these all into this little bag here. One, two, three. Freeze-thaw testing. So set that over there when I have time. Now, my samples, I've got like a ton of these. And so I'm going to take half of the sample 2, because I think I like that one the best. And we're going to try to do a cold process adjustment. So 2. There we go. And I've got some actives here. So we're going to make a serum with it. At least that is my plan. Everything is preserved from the actives to the lotion to the additional ingredients. So we shouldn't have to worry about preservatives. All of them are on the high end of the German, or the, what did I use? I used Yuxel. What did I use? I used what I had yesterday. But it kind of had like I used it up, and then I've got a great big bottle of one of my favorites, German 2, that we're going to be using at a 1%. Okay, so what I want to do is a cold process, see if we can make these even better. All right, so I want to make a little serum that I can use because I'm running low on serum, and I want to make a creamy serum this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take number 3, number 2, number 2, and we're going to measure out 25 grams of it. I'm just going to make a little tiny pump. Now, I don't know if any of you have been working with airless pumps. They're really fun because there's the least amount of chance of contamination, because cultivating contamination is very easy to do, especially in a home lab situation. I mean, look around me. I'm just in my living room having fun. So as a student, that's what I do. You know, maybe one day I'll have a really big lab, but you know, I have a soapy kitchen upstairs that I have to bring up to cosmetic lab standards. And once that's done, maybe I'll show you that. We've been working on that for the last 4 months, cataloging and inventorying and organizing. I have hired someone who's also going to be with us in Morocco, Jenny Lee. She's a good friend and an amazing organizer, and I don't know what I'd do without her right now. She's really helping me to get organized. I am one of those people that is a little ADHD, and I like to do so many things, but then I get sidetracked and do something else and then forget about, you know, like putting these in the freezer, for example. But we are going to do that. I will see that, and they will trigger me when I see them sitting there when I'm cleaning up. But in the meantime, let's see if we can make this Edelweiss anti-aging serum. Now, Edelweiss is, it has a lot of anti-aging properties in it. It's also good for after sun care, from what I've read. This one is from Ocean Crafter. It's focusing on my face. I don't know. Edelweiss. There we go. Edelweiss extract. So I pre-measured that. So we'll go ahead and start measuring out the other ingredients. We're also going to do a slurry with xanthan gum. So I've got my teeny tiny measure because we're going to be doing a tiny, tiny amount. So I'm going to bring you down here again and see if we can do a cold process with this lotion I made yesterday and just give it more stability, give it more skin feel, and give it some actives that'll actually do some good for the skin. All right, so let's go down more than just, moisturizing and all the other wonderful things the lotions do. So let's bring it down. So this is my 0.00 scale or 0.000 scale. 0.00 scale. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and all right, so we need to measure out first 25 grams of this. Five, 12, 18, 25 exactly. I'm just going to put that there so it doesn't touch anything. Clean up my container. Set it aside because I also need to document that I made that. So that we're going to set over here. Now we're going to do a slurry with the lid. All right. So I'm going to measure out, and I did the calculations earlier. So I need 0.25 grams of xanthan. Xanthan gum. Where are you, xanthan gum? Oh, right here in front of me. So we got xanthan gum. Yeah, this is 0.000. So we're going to go 0.25. All right. And then set that right here. All I need is 1 gram of glycerin. Right. And almost more. Half a drop more. Let me get enough. All right, so we're going to do a little slurry here. I'm going to take all of that xanthan gum and slurry it. Now to this slurry phase, I'm also going to add, should we get all the dry because we don't want any clumping. Sorry, I have to push it towards me. We're going to add our actives too. We've got our Edelweiss extract. Come on, you. And what's the other thing I chose? Oh, my hyaluronic acid. Now, I never showed you this. So we made it yesterday, so I'll just hold it up for those of you who missed yesterday's feed. So this is our hyaluronic acid mixed hyaluronic acid serum. So it's high molecular weight and low molecular weight, 50-50, in a horse chestnut, hydrosol, and distilled water base. All right, so we're going to mix these. So I'll bring you down again in a minute. So how many of you have been to Morocco? Anybody out there been to Morocco? We're going to be going to the south, and then later, oh, look at how it changed. We're also going to be going, because we've got two different humectants in there. So we've got the hyaluronic acid, and we've also got glycerin. So we'll see how that incorporates into this. I'll move my scales off of here. Let's see if we've made a glue or if we're going to make that good. Okay. So I want to see if we can take this and work it in. Probably would have had better luck. I'm actually rethought this. Let's take that little lump of stuff and we're going to add, I'm going to do it in here first and just slowly see what happens as we add. And this is definitely going to add viscosity to this cream. Look at that. Once I get it to a point where I can mix without there being any lumpies, and this texture doesn't look like, you know, this glue-like. Oh, this is fun. I love playing with my chemicals. I do this for hours, guys. But when I'm doing this, when I'm exploring what's possible with these different components, I don't have time to do all the editing that's required for the videos. So if you want to learn with me, come to these live feeds. This is where I'm teaching myself, and you can follow along if you're interested. So I am going to add, I think, more of the hyaluronic acid complex to this. It already has plenty of preservative, and it is the same preservative that I used in the lotion. So we're going to go ahead and put it back in. And I'm going to measure out 25 grams of hyaluronic acid. And we're going to go ahead and just measure it in that because we are just slurrying around and playing with it anyway. This isn't super thick because I am using low-end but it is a nice gel. Syrupy serum. Sprayable. You want a quick, easy, before you go to bed, mask. There we go. All right, I'm already liking what's going on here. So I'll just add this a little bit at a time. It's additional humectants. Now this was a high shear product, and gums aren't really affected by shear. So now that I've got it to this point, we will probably increase the shear from low to high, just so we can make sure we don't have any lumps left from the gum. Let's get everything out of the lid. And just like any other formulation, this will have to sit overnight. Now I don't have the magic of time because we are live to show you what this looks like immediately tomorrow. So you're just going to have to be patient and wait. I love having these sterile little cloths at the go. So this is looking like it's going to work as a cold process. And as soon as I've mixed this a little more, I'm going to go in with a higher shear mixer, which is my little hand blender with the rubber statter on the bottom. There we go. Change the texture of the screen completely. I'm going to be interested to see what our gum creams feel like tomorrow. Something's coming off of that. We've got dust. We've got dust. I don't want it in my cream. I know that's fun. It's fun as long as it doesn't go flying across the room. See how fast we can go. Ooh. Now it's going fast. All right. Let's do a little sweeper action here. We didn't incorporate any air, it looks like. And we've got a nice viscous lotion. I really like how that's dropping. See the difference? So I'm going to go get the other one, the original sample. This is from sample 2. No, can we have a clean one? Here's a clean one. It's just, see the difference in the texture versus this beautiful flowing product. So this one doesn't flow. This one is kind of clumpy when you don't have those additional ingredients. Interesting, interesting. Okay. And what I've learned from this is that yes, you can very carefully, as long as this is stable tomorrow and passes all of the freeze thaw. See how smooth it is. I think I need to mix it a little more. I did see some clumps. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing. It's also a lower viscosity because I wanted to make it a serum like a gel serum that has flow. Exactly what I wanted. All right, so I'm going to make a label for this. This has our Edelweiss in it. Really excited. Now, for those of you who are students, I would suggest, or even if you're just formulating, get yourself a label maker. Let me show you why. Let me see if I can find one here. Printed labels are fine, but they fade. A lot of my brambleberry things, I don't even know what they are anymore. So I take them and I put tape across it so they don't fade. But if it's one of my own, so this is our Edelweiss hyaluronic acid complex serum, I make my own labels. And this is a very inexpensive way to create a really beautiful label. Now I'm just going to make it really quick. So, yeah, I can spell Edelweiss right. There's my container. Okay, capital E, lowercase d, E, L, W, E, I, S, S. And we're going to make it an HA serum. HA HC, which stands for horse chestnut. Space. Serum. Now watch the magic. All right, then you cut it by pushing. And then this, let's turn it off. Comes off really easily. Now, I had a knife over here earlier, but all of my materials got moved around. So I have helpers. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. You know, like you're making a ribbon or a curling ribbon. There is a little thing that you can poke it into to do this, but it's really hard. All right, and then it just, even with nails, I can do this. So I'm going to take it out of here and pot it. Let me find some. Here, I'll bring it down here so you can watch me pile it into a bag. Oh my, aha. Now, the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to, we're going to do a little, like a mailbox minute, and I'm going to show you some of the ingredients I brought in for the chemistry portion of the course in Morocco. Now I'm going to try to get used to the live streaming. What if I can take a picture of that? That would be nice. I don't know. I don't see a picture taker. Oh, all right, so I'm going to pour this in. And again, I'll be able to see it. Now, there's a little more than this container can comfortably hold. So we're also going to do a freeze thaw for this one. Let me just grab another syringe. I love having a portable lab. It's just a carry-on or luggage, but it's got all the little pockets and stuff. Do you see the difference in how it folds up? It's got a nice texture to it. So I'm going to just piggyback that onto my other experiment. Again, every little drop of anti-aging goodness out of this container and find a shelf for it to sit on until I need to bring it out and do. Oh, that feels amazing. Oh. I like you. Now this has a liner, so that's always nice. And with a clear, you can see exactly what's going on. So this will go with all my other samples that I made over a year ago when I did the introduction to cosmetics with the Institute of Personal Care Science. I also have a few things sitting on the shelf from Formulating Botanica when I was working on their program as well. And I have an ongoing lab. I like you. This has a much different skin feel. You need the gum. Where the other three kind of felt like water and oil, this just feels like silk. Thank you, Xanthan Gum. Thank you, Edelweiss. Thank you, Glycerin. All those humectants changed it completely, and it's got a nice, soft, non-sticky feel. There's nothing worse in a lotion than having it feel sticky. And one of my favorite creams feels that way, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to reformulate it because it was really expensive. So when I do that, I'll probably just do a live because that's what I have to do because that's all the time I've got. And I hope you enjoyed coming here. I hope you this feed is found on the vast nest that is YouTube. So before I close, one I'm gonna write Edelweiss on here. W-E-I-S-S. Edelweiss. I'm gonna use this, and that'll go in the bag. So that's our Edelweiss serum. If you want to use the multi-base, that one has everything in it. It's working with more of a polymetric emulsifier, as I said before. It's wonderful. In fact, I think I've made all these videos, but I don't know if you guys are going to get to see them until after I finish my schooling. It's just, it takes a lot of time to do all of the video editing, and I'm sorry, but I just don't have time. But I've had a spike in subscribers. So for the 2,000 subscribers that have popped up in the last 2 months, thank you for finding me. Please share. I will do as many live feeds as I possibly can. And let me show you our mailbox minute for this week. I haven't had a mailbox minute in forever. So I got this in from Morocco. So I'm just going to lower it down a little bit so you can see as I pull things out. So acid dyes, natural acid dyes, come from an insect called the cochineal. All right. So what I have in here are bugs, cochineal bugs. Here's the cochineal. And this is what it looks like when it's all dried. All right. Now we're going to grind some of this up. And we're going to use a mordant and fixer. And we're going to make a cochineal extract. So this is the extract. And it's got its mordant and everything. And then we're going to hopefully take this and turn it into something similar. If we get our pH right, we'll get a couple of those just in case it takes us a while. Just put these things where you can see them. Let's do a little quick wipe down. Got lotion everywhere. That was fun, wasn't it? All right. So we've got the cochineal extract. We got lots and lots of cochineal because one of the places historically where cochineal has been harvested is Morocco, one of a few other hot places. We've got 2 of those so that we can maybe make something resembling carmine powder. Now this is a pH dependent color range. You can go anywhere from yellow to dark purple with cochineal to this beautiful vibrant British red. I just love the turncoat red. So yeah, the red, that beautiful red color. And that is what we're going to add to our pomegranate and our other ingredients, our acrophasi, to create a lip stain that will go on our handmade. You will be making your own lip pots, African lip pots. I have hired a potter, and Mohammed, the potter, and his family will be there in Morocco, in Skora, and we will be making our own little African style Moroccan lip pots. So you will be able to buy them in the store, but you'll also be able, and in the different souk marketplaces, they range in quality. So it'll be really fun to walk around Marrakesh, Casablanca, different places, and see what they have to offer. I hope that you enjoy your trip, and I hope that we can have many more of these kind of trips. I can't wait to get back there and to see the people and enjoy the beauty that is Morocco. If you live in Morocco and you're where I am, I will be live streaming. Contact me. I've already invited several residents to come to the classes. I will have an interpreter there who speaks Arabic or French, depending on what the majority second language is. And in those major metropolitan areas, we'll have an invite out to do some of this cosmetic formulating in a bit of a public forum. There's no charge. And I just want to get to know other soap makers, cosmetic formulators, and creators around the world, chemists who love the beauty industry as much as I do, and even just interested homemakers like me. Domestic engineers. I've always my number one job has always been a domestic engineer, and it always will be. But now I'm going into chemistry. I can add that to my biology degree and my psychology degree, my counseling degree. Like I said, lifetime learner. I'm really happy to be back here on YouTube, and I hope that my new subscribers and my old subscribers will come and say hello, maybe start a chat if you have any cosmetic related questions. As I see them popping up, we can make time to answer those questions. All right, so au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. We are stopping in Germany on the way back in Frankfurt. So again, if I can work it, people in Frankfurt, if you want to do a meetup near the airport, I will have my portable, it's probably going to be check baggage, never mind. But I could probably set a few things aside to do a little mini class, like maybe the Mister is easy. Makeup setters are fabulous, fun, and easy solution cosmetics. So anyway, we'll see you next time. I have some more things planned possibly for tomorrow. We shall see. I have been working with not only the eyelash cleanser, which I'm going to start tomorrow, so I'll be working on the formulating tonight, and hopefully be ready to put together my first creation to test and see if we can make these lashes last more than 2 weeks. Even if we make it to the 3 or 4 week without looking like a broken doll. That would be great. And I have just enough time before we leave for Morocco to get my fill, so I'll know whether the products are working for me. Anyway, also have some toothpaste creations, new products I'd like to share with you, and some ideas for making your own as well. The flavor profile of these new toothpaste, High Smile, I'm really impressed with it, and I just, every time they release one, I get a new one, so I got to share my obsession with that next time. So we'll see you next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you come back to formulate with me. Bye for now.